Hello everyone, welcome back to the Leftovers podcast. I'm Joe.
I'm Charlie.
And this is episode 4 of the podcast. And we are going to be talking majority football again, because we are football fans. But
hot topic.
Yeah, it's a hot topic at the moment, but we'll delve a bit more into other stuff, maybe recent news regarding lockdown, potentially. And again, just a bit about ourselves as well, because one of us is making a comeback on YouTube. Clearly only one of us, because one of us is actually uploaded on their other channel. But anyway, let's start with football. Let's start with the weekend fixtures that have just gone. I say just gone. It's Friday when they watch this. So last week's fixtures. So the main one, Liverpool, Chelsea. Well, Chelsea-Liverpool actually. That was the fixture. 2-0 Chelsea. No, it wasn't. It was 2-0 Liverpool. But Chelsea,
you wouldn't have been happy with that.
Chelsea kind of kicked themselves in the foot, especially Kepa. He kicked it into Sadio Mane's foot.
That's just him done, isn't it?
Yeah, well they signed Mendy, but we'll talk about that later as well. But I think Liverpool deserved this win. I think we were the better side overall, and I think what we saw with Chelsea was they weren't. I'm glad we faced Chelsea now because they haven't moulded together yet, and. You know, maybe like in 2-3 months' time, Werner will be firing, Havertz will be much better, and all the other signings will be ready.
It's like Chilwell and Thiago, they all got minutes yesterday. Didn't they?
Yeah, they finally. I think they played yesterday. Havertz got a hat trick as well. But yeah, I'm just glad we faced them now rather than in 2 months' time when they were actually ready and
knuckle down and actually
exactly.
Bond as a team. So it's glad like you played them when they only had like 2 of their transfers. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're 2 of their strongest transfers.
Werner and Havertz. But to be honest, Werner was back-pocketed by Fabinho in that entire game, and Havertz wasn't great in that first half.
But it's like if you just got to think that if Thiago was playing or Sarr, they wouldn't have made the same mistake as what Christensen did or something, and try and rugby tackle Mane to the floor.
Yes. I don't know what Christensen was doing. It was a
wrong
red.
Sport.
Exactly. It was a red. I don't know why the ref didn't give a red straight away, but VAR being used well at that time. Yeah, it was a red. But yeah, I think after that second half, Liverpool dominated for the first 10-15 minutes, and then we were good. We did give away a penalty. Alisson's finally saved a penalty, which I'm very happy with.
I love they were bigging up Jorginho before he took the penalty. He's the penalty taker. He never misses and does like the little gallop thing.
Yeah, he does it to
poor penalty.
He does it to deceive the goalkeeper. Alisson saves it. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Thiago did give away our Thiago, but apart from that, the second half of his game was phenomenal. I was really
got the record for most
passes in 45 minutes or under. 75, I think it was.
More passes than any Chelsea player in the whole game.
Yes, which is hilarious.
Already showing his quality.
But yeah, I think we'll talk about Thiago a bit later. But no, he looks really good. But yeah, the performance from Liverpool overall was actually quite good. Very happy with it. Much better than defensively than against Leeds. But yeah, very happy with the performance.
Yes, solid kickstart to the season for Liverpool. Also got Spurs
Southampton.
Very nice to see them get smashed.
Yes, I know you were happy with that, obviously. But Son getting 4 goals, Kane getting 4 assists.
Yeah, they were very good as well because like Jose Mourinho gave Kane the man of the match. But don't get me wrong, they were beautiful finishes by Son.
Who scored the other goal? Did Kane score the other goal?
Yeah, Kane scored the other goal. He got 4 goals and 4 assists and a goal. But Ings got a couple of goals, but it was never a penalty. That was a joke. Do you remember it where it basically just hit? I don't know if it was Ings, but it just Long. But it just basically hit into his leg and it bounced up onto his arm and it was in a natural position. It was a stupid.
Did they get that penalty?
Yeah, that's what all the commentators like. How can you give this as a pen?
Oh, the last minute penalty, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? It's last minute. It doesn't really matter, does it?
I know, but it's just where VAR. It's just like it can be used. Yeah, it proves it can be used for the right reasons.
Was the Crystal Palace
the Chelsea Liverpool game? But then it's just stupid.
Yeah, but yeah, the Tottenham performance was very good. First half, not so much, but second half they did very well. And now they're going to have Bale as well, so it's looking not too bad at the moment for Tottenham. But they weren't that great against Everton. They were good against.
People saying they could be like the dark horses of this league. People.
What, Tottenham?
Yeah, I talked to a few
I wouldn't consider them dark horses. They should be title contenders, really, but they're not.
Not with the squad they've got.
Not you say that, but you know.
The defence isn't that good.
But another game I want to talk about because you did mention the penalty. Man United, Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
So Crystal Palace were 1-0 up, and then Crystal Palace got given a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a Lindelof handball.
It was such a joke.
At first I was like, I'm not too sure, but after watching the replay I was like, that's not a pen.
No. Gary Neville was just fuming.
Yeah, I know he was, and I don't see why it was a pen. And then they didn't.
Anyway, it doesn't justify.
But then they missed the penalty. But then De Gea apparently was off his line.
Like 2 inches off his line.
I've only seen was both his feet off the line.
So basically, they're saying as he struck the ball, like literally like a split second before he's about to strike the ball, he stepped off the line. I think it was because I think it was both his feet. He took a little hop forward, but it was literally just like centimeters, like barely anything.
I know his left foot was quite, I think, a bit off his line, but I don't know about the right foot.
Because if you go back to when they changed the rules, so goalkeepers have to stay on their line, but after they shot until they struck
only
the ball,
one foot has to stay on the line. Because Alisson was like that, but one of his feet was on the line.
They're saying like
so it's fine.
It's a pet. Like people like Gary Neville was just saying, how can they? Like he said, oh no, the referee's gonna. I think it was Matt. Who was his full name?
Who the referee?
Matt.
Oh no! It's the one that I don't like. It's the one that I didn't really like because he gave. Let me try and find it. Let me try and find the ref if I can. Martin Atkinson.
Yeah, I thought Matt.
But no, he's.
Gary Neville was just calling him out. He was basically saying because like after the first penalty, when it was given, he was saying this is a joke. How is it a penalty? It's like his arm's in natural position. What he meant to do. People were saying you might as well just run into the box and just scoop it onto a player's arm.
Yeah, it was a mishit. But yeah, it's not a penalty.
And then De Gea saved it.
De Gea saved it, and then it was a retake.
It was literally like if you watch it, it's like millimeters off his line. It's a joke. And then Gary Neville, well, they paused the play, and Martin Atkinson basically just got a call from VAR saying, well, we have to retake this because De Gea's off his line.
Yeah.
And then Gary Neville was just like, oh my days, he's not going to make him retake this. It was like he saved it. At the end of the day, people play it like goalkeepers who are miles off their line and they've saved it and had to retaken it generally are like solid like half a foot off their line, which is fair enough with the new rule. But he was virtually off the line.
If it's not by much, then if it's like millimeters, then fair enough. But like it's like the offside thing. Like if it's like by millimeter or something,
it's such a joke.
Then there's no point. But
it's a penalty. You should be scoring.
Yeah, but Manchester United, even though that was a thing,
still
Crystal Palace still deserved it.
Yeah,
Crystal Palace still deserved the win.
Yeah.
And Manchester United were awful.
So I watched Mark Goldbridge.
I loved it as well because I saw on Twitter a Manchester United fan tweeting like scoring on your debut isn't for everyone, and it was Van der Beek and Thiago.
Yeah.
And it's like you're comparing a team who lost 3-1 to Crystal Palace, comparing a team who won 2-0 against Chelsea away.
Yeah.
Like I don't see why you're saying, oh, it's scoring on your debut isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
Even though you lost.
Yeah. And it was like you lost convincingly as well.
Yeah, it wasn't like a close thing. It was you deserved to lose.
Like people are just questioning, like yes, Ole put out a questionable starting 11. People saying he should have started Van der Beek.
Yeah.
This and that, but I mean, it just goes to show that their board it's very evident that they've missed out on transfers such as Jude Bellingham, Haaland, Thiago.
Were they really in for Jude Bellingham?
Yeah, they were. Honestly, they were straight in.
I don't think they were in for Thiago. I think that was just something to get some media.
Well, I feel like Fabrizio Romano was like saying that, and he's very reliant. He's into all the transfers, and he's basically just said that they didn't make a bid for him, but they were like,
I still think
keeping an eye on him.
But
players like Sancho, they can't agree a deal with, and like whether I don't know if they looked at Bale or not. I know Reguilon, like if that's how you pronounce his name, it's very evident they were into him.
Tottenham actually did a video with like how to pronounce his name, and I'm pretty sure the vast majority of them were like, I'm not going to try and pronounce it.
I saw him say it, I was like, nah.
Yeah, but Manchester United, I think that game shows that they need to make some signings.
You can tell Ollie's very annoyed as well.
Yeah.
Like I watched, if you know the United stand with Mark Goldbridge, I'm sure you're aware who he is. Yeah, he covers it all, and he's not happy at all. But,
no, I'm sure not.
It's quite funny though.
Yeah, it is. I know you mentioned this last week.
Mm-hmm.
Everton. I think you said they were going to be top 6, didn't you?
That's what I think they'll be dark horses this season.
I think you said top 6. They won 5-2 against West Brom. They are looking good. Calvert-Lewin got a hat-trick.
Rodriguez is really transforming their side. Look at their midfield. Alan, Decore and Rodriguez.
Front of Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. It's not looking too bad for Everton.
Yeah.
Pickford, bit bit of a mess.
Questionable.
But very questionable. The T-Rex.
Dean Henderson for Man United and England #1.
But no, yeah, I think apart from Pickford, Everton's not looking too bad. I have to say, as a Liverpool fan, they're not looking too bad, and I would be a bit worried about them. They've got Carlos Ancelotti as their manager. They've got great world-class players in their team. They are on a good run of form at the moment. If it stays like that for the remainder of the season and they do get top 6 or whatever, that's a good thing for them.
Yeah,
but we should expect them to not maybe challenge for top 6, but at least get European football.
I think Everton.
Because there was a thing like beyond the top, apart from the top 6, Everton was like meant to be the next club, but now it's more like Wolves are that club, Leicester are that kind of club. Everton have kind of dropped down a bit. This is their season to jump back onto
kick
that.
on, because I really think that the Premier League is getting really competitive this season.
Yeah, no,
especially all the big players and coming in, like even to clubs that like mid-table bounds like Everton and Wolves, like they can challenge for like Europa League places, but in terms of Champions League, it's a bit iffy. But in terms of the players they brought on, like Semedo from Barcelona, who've all signed. Obviously, Everton signing Allen and Decore and Rodriguez. Like there's some serious players coming into mid-table teams. So I think it's really competitive. It just shows, like even Werner after that first game, he said, "I've never played such big defenders before." Like he was like, "Whoa!" I mean, he didn't score. He had a good game, but just the physicality and the demanding and the what the Premier League basically has to offer. It's just very physical. Yeah. So I think also with Arsenal, I mean, they got their second win of the season.
It wasn't as good as a performance, but the
points count.
But exactly, it's not. I'm not taking anything away from them. You know, they hung in there. They scored what time was it? They scored a late goal, 85th minute. So they scored quite a late minute goal. I watched that game. West Ham were okay.
Yeah,
they were okay at spells, but
I had a feeling when I watched
it was also because Arsenal weren't at their best, but. You know, I
think last season Arsenal would have like dropped points that game. I think this season Arteta's got a bit of motivation in their team. They actually play for him.
Yeah, Arsenal
and Emery.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be title contenders, but I think top 4 they are definitely in with a shout.
Yeah.
And they have got us next. That's going to be a really interesting game because they haven't done too bad against us. Well, they played bad. They didn't play
bad.
They beat
City towards the end of last season.
They didn't play great against us in the Premier League that season. It was only because of 2 mistakes by us. That's why they won it. They did beat us in the Community Shield, but that was on pens. This won't go to pens. So I am interested. It is at Anfield. I know that doesn't make a difference because of the fans, but we'll have Jota as well now on the bench.
Good sign.
It's going to be interesting. That's going to be a very interesting match.
Yeah. And also in these opening weekends, you obviously like it's not like boring. It just shows like the how exciting the Premier League is in terms of it's not just like 0-0 or 1-0 wins. Like they're all big scoring games. You've got like 7-goal thrillers every weekend so far.
Yeah, I remember I was at work and then I looked at on my break. I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, it's going to be like 2-0 maybe. I saw 5-2. I saw 4-3. I'm like, what's going on here?
It's really exciting games. Even like last season, there'll be like 1 or 2-0 wins, like no one will notice them. But people are like watching.
Well, this was. I think
this
was the most. I think this week was the most goals scored in a match week.
Yeah.
I think it was 44 goals scored this week, which I think is, like I said, a record. Another major game this weekend, excluding Liverpool Arsenal. Man City Leicester. That's going to be quite a good game. Man City weren't at their best, against Wolves. Leicester aren't doing too bad. They're not looking amazing. Against Burnley they were a bit meh defensively, I'd say, but overall they don't look too bad. And I think that could be quite a good game, especially since Leicester have played a bit more than Man City. But yeah, it will be interesting to see Man City how they play against Leicester.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tough game. Didn't Leicester make a sign? Was it? Did they make a sign?
They've signed Castagna from Atalanta.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if maybe they did sign. Oh, they signed Cengiz Under, I think, from Roma on loan, the Turkish winner.
Yeah.
Winner. I can't say winner. That's my speech impediment. But no, yeah, a couple of good fixtures this weekend. But
yeah,
I think Cengiz Under.
Cengiz Under. Yeah,
from Roma.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple good fixtures this weekend. Let's do score predictions for Liverpool Arsenal because that's pretty much the big one. Mm-hmm. What are your predictions for it?
For which one first?
Liverpool Arsenal. Don't need to do a specific score if you don't want to. Just like a win or lose.
I'll do a specific score. Liverpool Arsenal. I will go with a. Oh, this is tough.
It is tough.
Going because like I don't know.
Because if you were to
if I'm a better man, like bet on Liverpool. But
yeah, exactly.
It's just Arsenal. Like, I just feel like they could get something out of the game. I'll go 2-2.
I was thinking 2-2. I'm going to go 3-2 Liverpool just because. But I think no, I am. But I think Jota. I think Jota will come off the bench and make a difference. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think Jota will win. Will do the cross that will win the game or something, or even score the goal that may win the game. And let's do Man City Leicester, and then we'll move on to transfers. But Man City Leicester.
Man City Leicester. I'll just go with 3-1 City.
I'll go 2-1 City.
Okay.
I think defensively they'll be a bit questionable, but I think they'll hold on, just like they did against Wolves.
Yeah.
Okay, so now major transfers. I'm gonna not ask Charlie. I'm gonna tell Charlie some major transfers that have happened over this summer.
So far,
because it's not over yet. And he's just gonna rank them 1 to 10.
Yeah, on my personal opinion.
Exactly. So. Let's start with a very recent one.
Okay.
I think it was announced either announced today or last night.
What, Suarez?
Suarez from Barcelona to Atletico Madrid. Yeah. I think it's for 6 million.
5.5.
Whatever.
Might be, Euros,
I think maybe that was euros.
Yeah, it was around.
But no, Suarez to Atletico Madrid. What do you think of that?
32, 33, he's getting old.
He is getting old. But I think he's on a 2-year deal. He was going to go to Juventus.
Because Morata's gone to
Juventus. I think Suarez was planning on going to Juventus, but I think passport issue.
Well, he's had a complaint against him because apparently
he cheated on the test.
Yeah.
So that's such a Suarez thing.
He just doesn't care. But it's just I'll just answer the question first. I think are we doing this out of 10?
Yeah, we could do it out of 10, out of 5, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, okay, so out of 10, I would make the signing. I would say the signing is, considering they lost Morata and you think of all the strikers in the world at the moment, Suarez has got to be top 5 at least, number 9s.
He's dipped.
He's dipped, but like...
Lewandowski's obviously number 1, I'd say.
Yeah, and then you've got...
Ronaldo's kind of a striker.
Does Mbappe play as a 9? Is he a striker?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Then you've got
Ronaldo sometimes
Kane,
plays that as well.
Danny Ings, not joking.
Aubameyang,
yeah.
But he plays on the left more.
I think I'll give Suarez I'll say 6 out of 10.
Okay.
So it's it's just average.
It's an interesting one. That.
Yeah.
So from a player that left Barcelona to a player that has joined Barcelona.
So it's annoying because it's like Messi, Neymar, Suarez, great front three, and then Messi.
Now it's only Messi. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Messi's
now it's Messi.
You wanted Neymar, but instead he's lost Suarez.
Now it's Messi, Griezmann, Dembele. Yeah. But that could be good.
But Messi's this is his best mates have just gone.
So another player that has left Barcelona. I think this is the stupidest transfer for the summer. No, not that.
Oh, okay.
This was quite a
Arthur.
This is like a one that happened a little while ago. Arthur is kind of like a swap deal, but Arthur and Pjanic, those separate deals technically.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a swap deal. But
Arthur
to Juventus. From Barcelona and Pjanic from Juventus to Barcelona.
Right.
Let's do Arthur to Juventus first.
I think that's 8 out of 10.
That's a good signing by them.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because Arthur's a good player, but he is young enough to grow.
Wasn't it like 70 million or something?
It was £70 million, which I think is a bit too much.
Yeah.
But
Arthur's got good money, but bear in mind he's young.
Bear in mind he's young. It's from a kind of like a rival European team.
Yeah, and I think he suits especially Pirlo wants to play like attacking football.
Yeah, he will do well.
Yeah.
Pjanic to Barcelona.
Is he 30 or something?
He is definitely in his 30s.
Yeah.
Let me find out exactly.
I'm going to say 5 out of 10. He's a good player, but he's not what they need. They need youth.
He's 30. He's 30 exactly. I'm going to go 3 out of 10 because I think he's the whole point is they need a rebuild in terms of youth.
Yeah.
So Ansu Fati needs to be in there.
Then they got De Jong and
De Jong's one there. They're bringing in a 30-year-old. That kind of doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to go 3 out of 10. I'm not saying he won't do well, but the transfer doesn't make sense. You're selling
the whole Barca board has been a shambles.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
With Messi, the Suarez situation, how the Vidal went for like not less than $1 million. The selling of Arthur, whatever his name is, but
it's a bit stupid. Let's do. I mean, I'm going to do this because I'm a Liverpool fan. Let's do Thiago and Jota next because I want to get this one out of the way because I'm very excited. Okay. Thiago, I'm going to go with. Consider he's 29. He's in his prime as well. I'm going to go with 9 out of 10. I'm happy with that.
The fact that he got him for 30 million.
We got him. I think we got him for 20 million up front.
Yeah.
And then 20 million plus 5 million in add-ons. I think.
Either way, like 20 to 30 million. If you got him for that, he can give you at least like 4 years of high quality experience.
And we're not talking like a mere player. We're talking like one of the best in their position.
For me, he's top 5 best midfielders in the world, if not for top 3.
Yeah, no,
De Bruyne and I don't know, someone else.
Henderson,
Jordan Henderson, Jimenez.
Jimenez.
Is it Jimenez? I'm trying to think of Barca, not Barca, Bayern.
Who the hell is Jimenez? You mean this defender from Atletico Madrid?
No, I know how I mean. Let me think.
Kimmich.
Yeah, Kimmich. Why do I think of Jimenez?
Jimenez is the centre back from Atletico Madrid.
Why was I thinking of?
And let's do Diogo Jota.
God.
So Diogo Jota from Wolves to Liverpool, 45 million. What do you think?
Do you know his stats from last year? I think he had a good season.
I don't know his stats, but I'll rank it 7 out of 10 because I think he's arguably the best forward we have had as backup for a long time. Origi, I think it's a hit or miss with him when he comes on.
Yeah.
Minamino, nothing against him. It's just like Jota's a wide player. Minamino probably play with
Minamino's just a squad player.
No, yeah, I think he'll definitely get a few starts, and I think he'll be there to like rest Mane if needs be. But I think just £45 million is just a bit too much. But I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I think
it's a Premier League proven player. We're taking it from a Premier League team. I can kind of understand it. But
I mean, it's always costs more when you buy players from the Premier League to a Premier
exactly.
League
team, exactly. So, but I'll go 7 out of 10 for Jota because I think he's still quite young.
Yeah,
he's 23. He's 23. He could still.
If you consider youth, like what load it for me is just the price, but I mean, it's still good, solid players. So. Chilwell.
We'll do Chilwell. £50 million.
£50 million.
We'll do Chelsea now. So Chilwell, £50 million. I know you don't rate Chilwell.
No, but I mean, like, I know going forward, very good. Defending, awful. Like Trent can't defend for his life.
Trent's not too bad. He's definitely done better than he was like 2 seasons ago.
But he's terrible at defending.
No, he's definitely better than he was 2 seasons ago.
Someone span him around the other day. I can't remember. But he's like him. He gets so many assists because he gets forward. Like he's a right mid. He's not a right back.
What are we going with Chilwell then? £50 million, most expensive fullback. I think. Mate. Was he? No, maybe not. Maybe he's not the most expensive fullback. 5 out of 10. I'll agree with that because he's injured.
He's expensive. He played yesterday for a few, like for about. I don't think he started.
I don't know,
20 minutes.
But I think he's going to be one of those
expensive.
To watch.
Defensively awful. Going forward, very good, which is what they lack.
To be fair play to Leicester because they've got £130 million for 2 defenders. Fair enough. Okay, so let's do a couple more Chelsea players. Havertz, 72 million.
Hat-trick yesterday
against Barnsley.
Doesn't matter, hat-trick's out.
I'm gonna go. This is a bit controversial. I'm gonna go 6 out of 10. I think he's still very young. He's still got a lot of time to adapt. But personally, I don't see how he fits into the team at the moment.
I'm gonna go 7 because. I'm not going to go any higher because he obviously he's gone from Leverkusen, like Bundesliga, which is other than like 4 teams, it's a farmers league. To the Premier League, it's very physical. He's not a physical guy. He's like essentially he's still a very, very young player. He's got a lot to prove. Yes, he had a good game yesterday with Abraham linking up well, but I think for me in Premier League fixtures, I think it will take a while for him to adapt. but I could be very wrong. So I'm going to go 7 out of 10. Solid signing, bit expensive, but yeah, I think he's a good player.
Okay, Timo Werner. I don't know how much it was. He like 50 million?
I can't remember. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Mm-hmm. I'll go 7 for this one because I think he will definitely start scoring goals soon.
It's just because I think Tammy Abraham is like not what you need. He's a good guy to bring off the bench, like Giroud, but they needed a proper. I
think the difference with Werner is he offers you more than what Giroud or Tammy Abraham does. So Giroud is just holding up play. Tammy Abraham can sometimes get in behind, but Werner has got the pace to get in behind. He's quite physical. To be fair, he's a bit more. He could probably put up a good fight with a defender. Maybe not like your Van Dijk or something like that, but maybe like I don't know, like Brighton, for example. You know, like he could, or maybe not Brighton. Okay, maybe not Brighton. Maybe not Brighton, but you know, like a team like that, like a West Ham probably. Like he probably could do well against West Ham,
lower table.
Yeah, like a lower table team. But
but I think Werner, what he likes to do is he likes to run in the pockets. He sees space in between defenders. And it's just up to the midfield. That's why I think they sign midfielders like Havertz, so they can play that ball over the top or through the middle to Werner. So I think Werner starting along with Ziyech, who's still yet to play right wing, and then you've also got Pulisic, who's still yet to come back to play left wing. I think if those three link up well, boy, what a front three. And then you've got Havertz. Apparently Arsenal are now looking at Jorginho. But yeah, we'll get.
Yeah, I don't get that.
It's just because Chelsea got so many midfielders, man. Like they've got this year. I think they might send Billy Gilmore out on loan.
I think Aston Villa have won either Loftus-Cheek or Ross Barkley on loan.
I don't think they'll sell Barkley. Not sell him, but like loan him. I think they'll sell Loftus-Cheek just because he.
Yeah. Okay, next one, Bale. On loan to Tottenham.
I just don't know.
It's an interesting one, that one, isn't it? Because it's. I think he'll do well, but it's a.
I think he'll get 15 goals this season.
Yeah, I think he'll get like 15 to 20 goals, and then probably like 10 assists.
Yeah, I think he'll get good stats. Like,
yeah, I think he'll do quite well.
I think he isn't starting for another 2 weeks or so, but
he's still he's still injured at the moment. Yeah. But it's an interesting one. I think he'll do much more.
I think he'll stay at Tottenham because I think they can extend it for another year. Well, they said and then
his agent did say like he could stay for more than one season. So
I think he'll be a Tottenham player.
So what are we going with? 7?
Yeah, I'll go 7.
7's kind of like the like standard.
Yeah,
like he'll do it right.
That's because I don't think he's lost it. It's just his lack of gameplay at the moment.
I'm trying to.
Just a bit cautious. So yeah, Van der Beek to Man United.
I'll go with a 7 because when he came on, he provided something different.
I'll go 7. What annoys me is that they can't play Van der Beek, Bruno, and Pogba because they're all attacking midfielders.
Yeah.
Like Pogba can play holding, but they usually play with the CDM and 2 holding midfielders, and then Bruno pushes up and Pogba sits. So I think for me it's Matic or Fred CDM, and then Pogba and Bruno start. But Van der Beek, he's too good to be left on the bench. It's just I think it's good for squad depth for the team. But Man United, they need a centre back and they need a right winger desperately. They need Sancho and a Koulibaly or someone, but they just won't. They haven't got the money.
Okay, we'll do 2 more. We'll do Everton. We'll do a couple of Everton ones. We'll do Allen.
I'm actually going to go with 8. Solid signing.
No, he's done very well.
Napoli, I think.
And James Rodriguez to finish off.
9.
Yeah, I'll go.
He's 29, but I don't care.
I'll go 8, but it'll probably.
I think he's the reason they've done so well so far.
Yeah, no, he's done very well for them.
You never know. He could have. I mean, it's just like Calvert-Lewin must be absolutely laughing because he could be competing for the England squad with him behind him getting.
Yeah, if he does well for the next couple of games, he could do.
If you think about it, like Kane, Sancho, Sterling and Rashford are pretty much given they're going to get into unless they're injured. Assuming everyone's fit and in form, those 4 are getting in. The last 2 spots, if usually it's 6 that go for attackers, the last 2 spots it's between Callum Wilson, Tammy Abraham, Callum Hudson-Odoi,
Danny Ings.
Yeah, Danny Ings and Calvert-Lewin. So out of them, I would pick
Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin and Danny Ings at the moment.
Yeah, I think
it's just there's too many number 9s. I want more.
Hudson-Odoi, no, he hasn't done well.
No, I just think he just needs more games at the moment.
But no, yeah, attacking wise, England look quite good for the future and for now as well. But
he should have done like Southgate. Just can't get anything out of his team.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's only been 2 games. Like, I think we need to,
Well, he's been with them for like.
And bear in mind, we've got to remember they had like 2 or 3 weeks break. We've got to remember that as well. That's not much.
Yeah, but I mean.
So let's move on. Let's move on from football. Let's talk about. This is going to sound like I'm ego, but let's talk about me.
Right then.
Because I'm coming back to YouTube properly now. Like I'll be
announcement. Worldwide news.
Yeah, I know, right? But if you guys haven't seen, both our channels are in the description below, which you can go ahead and subscribe to. I've uploaded videos, but it's been a very long time since I actually have uploaded
to me for Zero content on a daily basis.
But today, when you're watching this on Friday, I will be uploading. It should be out. I think I'm going to put out 6 p.m. This will be coming out 4 p.m. Mm-hmm. So the video will be coming out 6 p.m. So, and I'm planning on doing it much more.
And all your Joe subscribers, you've got like coming on 30 subscribers. All subscribe to the Leftovers podcast.
Yeah, obviously subscribe to the Leftovers podcast as well. I did shout out.
Over here.
I want to point out. I did shout out the Leftovers podcast in my video. I want to make that clear. I did say about the podcast in my video.
Well, we'll double check it when it's uploaded.
We're doing double check it. I can show you the footage after this. That I promise you I did it.
That's good.
But yeah, I'm going to start uploading much more. I've got a PC coming later next week.
But yeah.
So, and there'll be much more content. Among Us, FIFA, maybe Fall Guys. I don't know.
You pre-ordered FIFA 21?
Yes.
Get those
I'm getting
extra packs.
I'm getting that one.
Are you getting the standard edition?
No, I've got the best one, mate. I got the Ultimate Edition.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You spent like 80, 90. How much is it? 90?
Oh no! I got discount because I got 10% off the EA Access, and I got an extra 10% off because I had FIFA 20. So I got 20% off it.
Did you get 10% off for having FIFA 20?
Yeah, it says save 10% off it if you have FIFA 20.
Is that if you bought it on Amazon?
No, if you bought it from the actual, if you bought it from that link that they showed on FIFA 20. So on FIFA 20, it comes up FIFA 21, get 10% off. You click on that, and then it does it, and then you get an extra 10% off your EA Access, which I do have. So I got 20% off it. So I thought might as well.
Is it Mbappe on it?
Mbappe's on it. Well, Mbappe's on all 3.
Yeah.
But Mbappe is the one where like.
What's it called? Ultimate Edition. Still.
Ultimate Edition. I think it's Standard Edition, Champions Edition, Ultimate Edition.
I think don't go wrong. I think we should do a tier list and all the FIFAs really somewhere. But
my God, the recent ones are going to be. FIFA 17 was probably the last good one.
Yeah, FIFA 18, 19, 20 was shambles.
Yeah.
Especially FIFA 20. Like they even showed in the trailer FIFA 21 that because it just was so evident no one played it.
There's no demo for FIFA 21. They announced that they're not going to do a demo for FIFA 21 because they want to focus on making the actual game good. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll be the judge of that.
It's just I don't want, if they want people to play it how people used to play FIFA 15, 16 and like 17 probably, like everyone playing it, all the kids, like no one's playing it really now.
It doesn't matter because they're getting money anyway, so it's fine. But anyway, that we're going off topic here.
FIFA points.
Exactly. But I'm trying to make a comeback on YouTube. Obviously we've been doing the podcast for a few weeks now, and it's really motivated me more to push on and do my own channel.
Knuckle down, Joe.
Exactly, knuckle down to YouTube. It's going to be much more difficult. It's going to be very difficult over the next couple of weeks because I've kind of started at a rough start because the times for my job, the what they call the shifts that I have, they're a bit. But no, after that it's kind of like it looks like it's alright. So I'm just going to try and grind YouTube, get it all done. Go ahead and subscribe. Channel in the description below.
Yeah, with me it's just I'm a bit busy at the moment, but if I can find videos to do that like on my own channel that doesn't require PC and things like that, I'll do them. But obviously I don't know when I'll be getting my PC because I've got other things to put money towards and save at the moment, which are more of a priority. But yeah, doing this at the moment is like I'm happy with it. Doing this on a weekly basis, but in terms of own channel content, I will be doing it. It's just a matter of when most likely next year, but if I can get things in by the end of the year, then sure.
Yeah.
If it requires me just like to use camera, then I can just do it on my phone or reacting stuff, and then maybe I can still record on my Elgato. It's just my computer's a bit crap.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how it goes, and then like
it's just when we over time when we're like got more money earning, then we can put more money towards setups and things like podcasts and upgrade it all over time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then when we move into your brother's bedroom, if we do go with that option or whatever, then we just improve it. But things like our money over time, when we've got more, we can go into latest consoles, games, a better setup for this podcast. But it'll all improve over time.
Exactly. But yeah, like the video that will be coming out is Among Us.
It's a hot game though, isn't it? Like,
it is a big game. It is a big game at the moment. I'm
enjoying people play it because it's just fun, isn't it? It's just funny.
Yeah, it's just a fun game.
I love watching people as the imposter more than a crewmate, just because it's funny.
Yeah, just because it's funny. But yeah, we did briefly talk about it last week at the end, but we've finally played a few rounds, both of us separately and together.
Imposter twice.
But yeah, I won't spoil my video because it wasn't the first time I played it, but I played like 3 rounds of it before I actually recorded the rounds that I did.
Mm-hmm.
But the first proper round, I was very annoyed. You'll see why. I've explained to you.
Can't wait till it comes out.
Yeah. You'll see it. But I was quite annoyed. I didn't like. I wouldn't say outraged, but you definitely knew I was really annoyed about what happened.
Save it.
But you'll see what happened. But yeah, it's difficult because when you try and record a video like that, and when you try and commentate with it, it's difficult because you don't really know what to say except for like I'm doing the task. You know, when it comes to and like you're not like talking to somebody, you're literally like messaging. I don't know why I'm doing that, but you're messaging on the chat.
Yeah.
So you're not actually speaking.
It's like
to
when
anybody.
you see like other YouTubers do it, they're all just on Discord.
They're on Discord, yeah. That's
and
different.
Then they just make sure they mute themselves.
Which is why it's different.
Yeah.
But no, it's still a very fun game, and I think we talked about this the other day as well. Not on the podcast, but on our own. Because we kind of compared it to Fall Guys, and whether or not it will last longer than Fall Guys.
Fall Guys, what was it?
Fall Guys was like a month thing,
yeah,
maybe 2. But I think Among Us is going to last not much longer, but will last longer than Fall Guys.
The fact that it hasn't just come out like Fall Guys, it's come out for a couple of years now, and it's just kicked on because everyone started playing it.
Yeah. Among Us has been around for a couple of years now. But no, and
what seems to be getting the views at the moment on people's channels.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I did it.
Until there's
but no, Among Us also seems a bit more fun because it's different. It's not like you're talking to each other during a game. You have to mute, and then you only have a certain amount of time to talk to each other. I think that's what makes it interesting.
I think that with its the game type of game of it is like you can just keep adding new maps.
They have added a few maps. Yeah, they have added a few
new
maps.
Activities, anything to do with the imposters. I don't know. You can just add little things into the game. It's not like Fall Guys. They've got it's a much like bigger game, so it takes up more like storage.
And with Fall Guys as well, it was very quick for it to become repetitive. I'd say.
Yeah.
Because you knew
it's got the final was either hexagon. There was only 2 things for the finale.
I think it was 3 or 4 actually. It was the hexagon.
The tail one.
The tail one, the hexagon, the one where you go up the mountain. There was also I think there was a new one, the spinning one with the
It's just like most of the time it was hexagon or the mountain.
But it was very repetitive. You knew what the first round could be. You knew what the second round could be. You knew what the final round.
I think they just needed to add levels more quicker. But I don't think it's dead. It's not like a dead game.
It's not a dead game, no. But
it's just died down.
It's just the hype's died down definitely since the first month of it being out. But with Among Us, like I said, it's very different because you're not talking to many people. But each game is very different. Even though you're still doing similar tasks, the tactics could be different because if you're the imposter, you could change it differently. You might think I'll vent more. I might just go for the kills instead. But no, I think Among Us is definitely going to stick around for a lot longer, which is good, because I think a game like that, because the last game that we had that probably stuck around for a long time was probably Fortnite. Fortnite happened for a couple of years.
Yeah. It's just like things with battle royale games. They seem to last quite a while, and things with them, it being like big maps and stuff, you can change little things in the maps that keep people like. If you realise you're losing an audience, you bring something else into the map, and I want to play that, and then you keep doing that, and then eventually when it starts to die, you bring a whole new map in.
That's why I think Fortnite was quite popular, because it was like a 2-month thing for the new one for like the season, and then when it started dying down a bit, it was like another season, cool, another 2 months, and then so on and so forth. It was like rinse and repeat.
And it was a kids game, but you saw like adults playing it as well, like gamers are just doing it for a laugh. I mean, I don't know, I don't list some, but I mean.
And then you had Warzone, which kind of replaced Fortnite, but didn't last as long.
Not different. Well, for older.
It kind of
kids.
It kind of hit.
I mean, they're still doing tournaments. It's like all the COD players are still
getting
they're still doing tournaments,
but it kind of happened. It kind of went big. Wasn't like just before the lockdown.
Yeah, it was like March time.
Like March time, like lockdown period.
Yeah, I was told about it. I didn't realise till March that I think a few weeks into when they announced Warzone, one of my mates told me about it, and I installed it. I was like, really? Free game for COD? So then I installed it, and I don't really have. To be fair, I haven't played it in a few weeks.
It's probably
it is still a really good game.
Yeah, but it's probably like 10,000 gigabytes.
I think people are just not playing it as much now, just because they're waiting for it with the Cold War game, Call of Duty Cold War. I think the Warzone maps could be affected with that. So I think people have just got to wait until that map comes out, and if it's any good, they'll play it. If it's not, then I think it'll be a quick judge, because the Cold War is a hype. So if they do justice with it with the Warzone game, then I'll play it. But if it's rubbish or rubbish map or just infuriates me with hackers all the time, then I think it'll die down quite quickly.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think we'll both agreed that Among Us is one of the funner games at the moment to play.
Yeah, it is fun.
Because even if you die, you just laugh it off. It's not like
and you can still be a ghost.
It depends how you die.
Yeah. I mean,
as you'll see in my video, it depends on how you die. But
I mean, you're just a ghost and you're just following the killer. So it's quite
fun. When you're a ghost, it's a bit dull.
Don't do it.
Whenever your follower's don't do it. But do go check out my video when it comes out. Finish watching this video first, obviously. That's more important. But then
number one priority, boys.
But then go ahead, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you know when it comes out, etc, etc. And do the same here, obviously. Subscribe, like the video, and hit that notification bell on this channel.
That'd be good.
But we'll finish off with a bit more
new rules.
The new with the
lockdown.
Yes. So recently, obviously, Boris has come out and said that
bars, pubs
and restaurants and whatnot, everything, there's a curfew at 10 p.m.
closed now, so
10 p.m. That's today now, isn't it, when we're recording, because we're recording it Thursday, the day before this much come out, so it's just hit. It's just happened now. What do you think of it? What do you think is the right idea?
Cases are virtually doubling a day. There's I think it was 6,000 yesterday plus. It's getting bad. I think if short answer is I think we're heading into a second lockdown. The long answer is I believe the government, we will try to do as much as we can to not prevent another lockdown, because the
economy won't just handle it.
Small business, think of the amount they're saying, look at the amount of League 1 and League 2 teams that are going to go into administration. They're saying that they're going to be done. They just can't afford it. They rely on their fans as business, because they wouldn't think anything like this would happen, where it's essentially just a whole year of boycotting. It could be because they think of 6 months of no fans, and or a 6 month period of not fully lockdown but lockdown restrictions. I fear if it's getting bad now, and think of it, we're heading into winter, it's only going to get worse. So if we can manage not going into a lockdown unless we absolutely have to, if it's the best option, then yes, do it. But I mean, affecting me, people who've all gone to uni, people who've had their freshers party and things like that in uni, it's people our age that are carrying it around, but people don't realise it our age because we're young and we can fight it off.
It's not just that though. I think the fact that, I don't want to get controversial,
it's just big gatherings.
The fact that it went from no lockdown to now to and a couple of weeks later it was eat out to help out, go to work.
I think the Eternal help out actually affected it quite a fair bit.
That's what I mean. Like that, the fact that happened, that scheme, and then also going to work if you can, all that, and now all of a sudden it's getting worse. Like there's clearly a connection here, but the government, I don't want to get controversial again, but the government are trying to point fingers at us, even though it could be us, but they've implemented stuff that can also be a reason as to why it's also getting worse. And it's not, I'm not saying blame the government, but I'm saying at least say, you know what, we may have messed up.
Well, one thing I don't like, I'm going to be as neutral as possible. One thing I don't like about what they've stopped things like restrictions in terms of bars and that closing for 10 p.m. But I want them to do more things towards how coming in and out of the country in terms of holidays, because I don't think they've stopped that, because they're still allowing people going from Britain in and out of Europe, which I think if they just stopped holidays, because Europe just blowed up again with COVID, and they're still allowing holidays coming in and out.
Yeah, and then
think of it, only started with one person in the UK, and that caused 60 or whatever thousand people to die just from one person. Yeah. So I think as long as one person's got it in the UK, it can all kick off again. So I think we should just stop holidays, scrap them, try and get your money back if you can, because I know it's bad losing money, because it's happened to my family, it's happened to many families, but I'd rather be alive at the end of the day, and not necessarily me, because I'm more like survived from it, but I'm all about my old families, like my grandparents, etc. And so I'm thinking about them when I go out and who I'm around, and if it's like a big gathering or not. Things like clubs, like people our age.
I think that's what some people don't understand. Like, if you, it's not that it could affect you, it's also the fact that it could affect people that you care about. Yeah. So like, if you go out to a party and somebody could have it, you get it, then you go and see your parents or something, not knowing that you have it,
and they have a condition or they're of age.
Exactly, they have a, they are more vulnerable. They are more vulnerable to the virus. You're in trouble. You've shot yourself in the foot, and it's just not great. And that's why if I see like a large group of people, I'm like, you're not really taking into consideration about yourself or about the people you care about, and you need to act. You need to take some responsibility and act your age, and that's like the cringe thing. But realistically, bottom line is you need to take responsibility on it.
I mean, like, people, they can agree and disagree with like the restrictions, what the government says. Things like small businesses, like some of them have, plenty of small businesses have had to close, and I expect, unfortunately, more people will die from it. More businesses will close and shut down. People lose a lot of money. Homelessness may go up in rates, but the number one priority is death and preventing it.
Yeah.
And so that comes first before other things. Like, the next step is obviously thinking about businesses and economy, because that's how people live. Yeah. But you can't run a business if you're dead. So, I mean,
you're not wrong. But
that is the essential. I mean, it's a rubbish way to put it, but it's just the truth, isn't it? Health is the first thing, and like I think the government's like trying to focus on that factor the most. But then other people are questioning about, what about the economy? What about holidays? How come you're letting certain people do this? How come you're letting some places lock down and not others? But I think the overall answer, what they're trying to do is they're trying to think of health first rather than other things. But a lot of people who haven't got it, or it's not necessarily as big in certain areas, they just feel like, you've made this restrictions national, but in some areas it's kicked off, some it hasn't. So in the areas it has kicked off, then fair enough, those restrictions apply. But because you've made this national, I can't do certain things, like businesses, like clubs around this where we live. COVID hasn't necessarily kicked off here like it did in Leicester or up in the north. So businesses here will be affected most likely because they can't have customers, even though COVID isn't really kicking on around here. But again, you can never really be sure. So I think the safe option is close it because cases are rising. So essentially, I think I understand what they're doing. So just from a neutral point of view, I think just be safe, be careful, and just abide by the law and rules, really. Wear those masks.
Yeah, exactly. I think they've done a fine now. I think because I think I heard
£200 fine, no mask.
Yeah,
and a breaking Rule of 6.
Yes.
But yeah, the Rule of 6 I think was implemented about a week ago.
Yeah. The Rule of 6 has been around for a bit longer than the curfew, but no, yeah, it's just all a bit really, you know. Mm. But and also like the way they've implemented it as well. Mm. It's like what has changed from yesterday to today. You know, like why don't we just put it in straight away? Mm. Why don't we just say, you know, from tomorrow now onwards, you know, restaurants and pubs have to close by 10 p.m. Mm. You know, why do we have to wait another few days until it's implemented?
I think they do that to give people preparation, which is fair enough.
I get that.
Imagine if you said like tomorrow complete lockdown, and then businesses are just like, holy crap! Like I've got to do all this and this and that.
I get that.
Yeah. Sometimes they do delay it by like 2 weeks or so.
I get that, and they did that with the masks, which I get, but it shouldn't have taken over a week.
Yeah,
it should have been. I don't know when they announced it, but it should have been a few days to give people a chance to get the masks, and that's it. Yeah. But then it was also like, you're gonna start wearing masks on, I can't remember, it was like the 16th or something, and they announced it on the 10th. You know, like, what changes on the 15th to the 16th in order for that to be the thing? Why is it okay the day before to not wear a mask to a shop, and then the next day, no, you have to wear a mask now?
I do think they delayed things like quite a lot. I get things like holidays and that, they said, right, they didn't say, right, from tomorrow, no going into Europe when it did start to kick off in the UK, because obviously people have booked holidays, they need people to get money back, and they accepted that. But at the same time, I think they did drag it out a bit in terms of, yes, the government did take into consideration, like, holidays is different to going just buying a mask. Like, I do agree with you in terms of they shouldn't have taken like a week or week plus to say, right, from then onwards, from when I announce it, you have to wear a mask, compared to like when you can get a mask, you can get that in like 10 minutes, go down your local shop, compared to like holidays, which I understand it's not, you can't just buy a mask, you've got to think about, you may lose money, hotel money, your flights, your bookings, wherever you're going, that's all got to be sorted out, and that can take a few days to sort out, or may never even get sorted out. So I can see why those things, I allow why they've accepted them to drag on a bit. It's just how they're managing it, you know. It's just,
yeah, they definitely should have managed it better. Also, I love also like people when they wear a mask, they think they're immune. Like, no, you're not immune. You can still get it.
Maybe people that go and not wear them but will have their mouth covered but not their nose. So stupid.
That's stupid as well.
I see that all the time.
That is so stupid. I've seen some people at where I work. I've seen not employees but like customers that come in. I've seen people wear a mask like that. I'm like,
what's the point?
What? You just take it off then. Like, honestly, just take it off. Like,
take it off and
it's like that woman. It's like that woman. What, didn't she wear 2 masks and she had the hole in the middle?
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh no, so I can breathe easier." Okay. Okay.
You do you.
You do that. But yeah, I think we could go in a second lockdown.
I hope we don't, but I hear that's what's happening.
I hope we don't. But if we look at it in terms of health aspect and what's best for everything, we need to go in a second lockdown. But in terms of economy and financially and whatnot, it's not good. But you still have, and also there is also people panic buying as well, because I think yesterday there were no toilet rolls. Tins were pretty much non-existent.
That's what my mum said.
That's what I mean as well. Like
none. Beans just went.
They were just going.
Like the start of our first lockdown.
Yeah, the first lockdown, toilet rolls just went boom.
People are just going, cases are doubling. It's gonna be like 10,000 by the end of the week.
Because you know, shops. It's not like shops will still be open.
Yeah.
During lockdown.
I think we're going to that phase again. Like it wasn't like, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like people panic buying again, and when they don't need to.
Imagine Black Friday.
No, Jesus.
That's going to be a serious panic buy.
Will the prices for Black Friday still go down, or will they just go down by like £10? Like, get this plasma TV for £10 less.
When's the last time Black Friday was like... America did Black Friday properly. Like, everything just gets half price.
Well, yeah, everything just is like, boom. But
There's so many fights in America. It's a joke. Oh yeah, on Black Friday, like around like Manhattan. Oh my days! Like it's just a riot every. It's like, why is it a day? Who made it a thing? I can't even remember why it was a thing.
I think it's just a thing that I like. Just give people a chance to get stuff, but like it is.
It's just a shopping purge, mate.
Exactly.
It's so funny though. You usually see some people like someone's bought a 50-inch plasma TV, like the latest one, for like half price, and then like after they've bought it, like 10 people's trying to nick it from them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I've got through the door. I've paid for it fine. I've got down to the checkout. I come outside. I have about a mall of people just like, I'll have that.
It's just like, it's just ridiculous.
Oh, it's, yeah, but it's just those sort of things. So I get why they don't really do it that much in this country, but
yeah,
it's understandable.
I can just imagine like some British people watching like it all just unfold in America, just like, what are they doing? Like, what's wrong with you?
Just make more plasma TVs.
yeah. Why don't you just make more?
Problem solved.
Yeah, he's like, God, why didn't we think of that? I think that's about it though, really. This is going to be one of our shorter podcasts, I think, because we haven't got much to talk about again. So please let us know in the comments below what you'd like us to talk about. But yeah, I think that's about it. We talked about transfers, we talked about the fixtures, we've talked about second lockdown potentially, and we talked about Among Us, and we talked about my YouTube channel. So
check if there's anything
check if there's just any significant news that we've missed out on. But yeah, I think that is really about it. Is there anything else?
Yeah.
Oh, go on then. Well, what then? You went and I'm interested.
Well, I'm just looking. There's just a few celebrity things really. Well, the Ellen ones, about the Ellen show and that like big, thing that went on about Ellen being all fake and that, and
how she treats her customers. I know about like the
judges people and that.
Yeah.
Addison Rae going on the Ellen show.
It'll be interesting that.
Chance the Rapper says Justin.
Oh yeah,
as good as Off the Wall. Yeah, what a joke.
But yeah, I think that's kind of it then. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and girls. Thank you guys so much for watching. I said it again. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching.
It's been episode 4.
Yes, of the Leftovers podcast. Like I said, let us know in the comments below what you'd like us to talk about. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out our channels in the description below as well. Subscribe while you're over there. I've been Joe.
I've been Joy.
And we'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.